How to turn words into profit. This video is going to be everything that I've learned making over $10 million online selling words. So, copywriting 101. The first thing I want to let you know is that the word copywriting is intimidating. And I honestly didn't even know that I was a copywriter until one day someone said, Ravi, your copywriting is so great. So don't let that word scare you or intimidate you, and understand that anytime you're turning words into profit, you are a copywriter, and you may already be one right now. You just don't even know it. So this video is going to be incredibly valuable if you've never even heard of copywriting and you've never made money before, or if you have written plenty of sales letters, you find yourself as a copywriting genius. There are definitely going to be some steps or tips here that you can use to increase your craft and increase your conversion percentages. If you're new to this channel, my name is Ravi Abuvala, founder of Scaling with Systems, where we help our clients grow to massive levels by building them sales funnels, advertising campaigns, and finding product market fit. And one of the ways that we have made hundreds of millions of dollars online for our clients is through copywriting, through creating sales funnels and outbound marketing campaigns that convinces total strangers to buy myself or my clients' products. So with that being said, let's dive right in. Number one, what is copywriting? Obviously, I've already said it, but it is the art of turning words on a paper or on a website into cold hard cash. There is a specific sequence that you need to use in order to take someone who's never heard of you before and convince them within just a few minutes or in under an hour to pull out their wallet and pay you $10, $20, $30, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, even $10,000, sometimes without even needing to speak to somebody first. Copywriting can come in many forms. Copywriting can be on a sales letter or a video sales funnel. Copywriting can be in a YouTube description. Copywriting could be in an email. Copywriting could be in a Facebook post, an Instagram post. I think you get the idea. The commonality behind all of these things is that I have intentionally written something out that is incentivizing somebody to take an action. So the next very natural question is, how do I start copywriting? And it's actually a lot simpler than you think. We're going to go into some more advanced strategies as this video continues on, so make sure you stay until the end. But in the simplest form, how to start copywriting is literally to start typing something out on your computer or start writing something on a piece of paper. And what is very important that you have the end goal in mind. So my favorite form of copywriting is something called direct response marketing. And that is when you write something with the intention of getting them to do an action right then or there. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make in definitely the online world or the business to business world is most people want to start conversations with their prospects and try to ask them 50 or 100 questions before they actually get to the punchline of, would you want to buy my products or services? And the number one complaint or here, the number one excuse I hear is, Ravi, that's typically what you have to do in order for someone to be willing to buy their stuff. They want to be warmed up first, right? So you say things like, how's the weather outside today? Or, do you have a dog? Or I love Elon Musk, whatever else it is, in order to start a conversation and eventually convince them to buy your stuff. What direct response marketing does, and what I'm going to show you in this video, is how to structure your words so that in the first message that you send somebody, the first time they ever see your video or your copywriting, they are willing to pull out their credit card or their wallet and buy what you have. So remember to always start with the end goal in mind. For some people, the end goal could just be to smash the like button and hit subscribe, like I'm telling you in this video right now. The end goal could be to click the link in my description and watch a training video I have on how to scale your business to 7 figures. The end goal could be to watch that video and then book a time to speak with myself, one of our team members, or how we can grow your business. Or the end goal could be to actually pull out your credit card and buy one of my things. All of these have different end goals involved with them, different actions I want them to take. So the amount of copywriting that I use and the type of copywriting and the different steps I take people through are going to vary on each of those different circumstances. Okay, no, but seriously, just to prove to you how great of a copywriter I am, if you don't mind, could you please just smash the like button and hit subscribe? Thank you. All right, awesome. So now let's cover what the structure of good copywriting is. Now, structure is going to vary greatly dependent on what your purpose of the copywriting is, but I'm going to give you a general overview that will be applicable to pretty much any type of action that you want someone to take. So the first thing that you always need to do in good copywriting is you need to have a big, bold claim. You need to have a big, bold headline. That's the mistake that I see most people make, is they start a Facebook post or a LinkedIn post or a YouTube video and they go, Hi there, my name is Ravi Abuvala with Scaling with Systems, and in this video I'm going to show you, and that's actually how some of my old YouTube videos started. But what I learned over time and as I became a better copywriter is I go, now I say, just at the beginning of this video, how to turn words into profit, how I've made millions of dollars online using words. Boom. That has a hook, and that has something that you're like, wow, I actually want to learn more about that. And that is the first part of a great copywriting structure, and that is a hook, a headline, or a claim. So whenever you're writing your next Instagram, Facebook post, or a cold email, remember to come in with something hot that someone's going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they just said that. Which brings me to the second part of the copywriting structure, which is going to be proof. So this is something that I see people forget all of the time. But anytime I come out and make a big, bold claim like, hey, I can help you make an extra $100,000 a year, or hey, I can get you an extra 4 to 6 closings a year, or I can help you lose 15 pounds in 20 days, whatever else it is, the first thing that somebody thinks is bullshit. They're not going to believe you. And why should they believe you, you filthy scoundrel? Everybody online is selling everything and everybody is lying. So they are always preconceived to not believe what you say. But if immediately following that line, you throw in some copywriting that convinces them that you're legit, you're much more likely of a chance for them to continue reading what you have to say. For example, if you say something like, I can help you scale your business to $1 million in 12 months or less, the first thing they're going to think of is that is baloney. But then if you say, I work with over 2,500 clients, including people like Kevin Harrington, Fortune 500 CEOs, and Y Combinator startups, all of a sudden they think, wow, actually this guy might be legitimate, which brings up a very good point, a little bonus tip for you, and that is all good copywriting is getting someone permission to read the next line or to watch the next line. So if you don't put intention on every single line that you do and follow this specific structured order, then as soon as someone sees a big, bold claim and then you go into a call to action, they're not going to want to read the call to action yet because they're not sold on what you have to offer. So make sure you put it intentional. So right now, so far, we've had number 1 is to have a big, bold claim to capture their attention. And number 2 is to have proof to show that you can back up that claim. Awesome. So the third part of any great copywriting structure is going to be the main sales argument. Now, this might seem a little bit overwhelming and you might be like, Ravi, I don't have a main sales argument, but you probably do. You just don't even realize it, right? So actually right now, this video that I'm shooting for you guys, I have a main sales argument, and it's that copywriting is not that difficult to learn, and these are the 4 or 5 steps you need to do in order to learn it. That is a sales argument, right? Because at the end, I might make a call to action to you. So your main sales argument is, hey, I'm making this big, bold claim here. Here's the proof about why I can make this big, bold claim. And then the main sales argument is to back up the fact that you can do this with additional evidence. So for example, one of our sales letters that we've written that has generated us millions of dollars, the big, bold claim is, how do you make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month inside your business? Then I show proof of myself and literally dozens of clients that we have done that for. And then I go into the main sales argument, which is step number 1. You need to have a 24/7, 365 sales funnel where you can have somebody coming in as a total stranger and paying you money without anybody ever being involved. That way you can scale without having any bottlenecks. Step number 2 is you need to drive traffic to that sales funnel. So hopefully you understand what I'm saying here. The argument is that this is actually possible, and here are the ways that it's possible. And the secret in good copywriting is that somebody actually learns something in that copywriting. They have some kind of unique insight they didn't know before, and then they'll trust you even more than they did before as well. The next part in your multi-million-dollar sales letter or email copy is going to be handling objections and calling out flaws. So this is kind of funny and it may go against what everybody thinks, but some of the greatest sales letters I've written for myself or my clients actually calls out the elephant in the room. So I actually might say something like, hey, I know you get millions of emails like this all the time, people promising you the same thing, but this is why I'm different, right? So they're thinking it. So if you can actually type it out and have that person think, wow, that is incredible that they're even saying that and they're thinking what's in my head, and they actually build some rapport, some trust with you, right? Or you might even call out your competitors and say, most people I know have worked with Zillow.com and they have these experiences. This is why we're different than Zillow. So you already knew that that was in their head. You already knew they were likely already using Zillow. And so you're calling out the flaws or calling out any objections they might have in the actual sales letter. And the final step in your copywriting journey is your call to action. This is the most important, and it goes back to one of the things that we talked about a little bit earlier, which is have intention when you write copy. Meaning, what do you actually want this person to do? In an email, it could just be to respond back. back, or to click button to book a time. In a YouTube video, it could be to click the link in the description and get access to a free training. On a sales call or in a sales letter, it could be to actually purchase something that you want them to buy, but you want to put that call to action after you've established a rapport, after you made a big bold claim, and after your sales argument. So what that actual call to action is will vary, but it's very important that you make a hard call to action at the end and not fluff it around like a lot of people do. Now, obviously, there are a lot of other aspects in copywriting, such as calling out your niche, like who the messaging is for, or giving them options if they decided not to work with you, but I can't cover all of that in this video here. If you want to learn a little bit more about copywriting and you want me to make more videos on this, please comment in the description down below so I know to make an additional video. Now, after you've created version 1 of your copywriting, it may be a little rough around the edges, and that's totally fine. It's not going to be perfect the first time that you write it down, but it's important that you do write it down. Some of my first versions of copywriting are ugly. They have about 50% more words than they need to, but it gives me a framework on what to do, which brings me to the next step here, which is going to be reviewing your copywriting. So 2 of my favorite ways to review my copywriting is, number 1, after I write it down for version 1, I will go back inside of it and I'll review it and make sure that it shows a sales argument, that it goes in the formula that I know will always work. I'll make sure there's no grammatical errors. And then what I'll do is I'll try to remove as many words as possible, because brevity, or how short you can make a sales letter, usually works in your favor if you're able to still have the same impact on the words that you're using. And the second favorite thing that I like to do whenever I'm reviewing my copywriting is to actually post it. Give it to other people, not your mom, not your dad, not your friends, but the people that that argument is supposed to be for, and see what their feedback is. See if they take that call to action that you want them to. If they do, then you know you have a good sales letter, you know you have good copywriting, and you can blast it out to the world. And if you don't, it allows you to go back and refine it and make it good enough so that it can start converting people into customers, subscribers, or whatever else you want. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, Copywriting 101, how I've made millions of dollars online putting words that are in my head on paper. Now, if you want to learn a little bit more about how the sales funnels, copywriting, and paid traffic all come together in order to scale people's businesses, I have a link in my description down below that you can get access to that talks about the 4 steps to scaling your business to $100,000 plus a month, which goes much more in detail. So stop this video right now and check that out if you're interested. If you got value out of this video, please do me a favor and smash the like button, hit subscribe, send this to somebody that you know needs help with their copywriting, and also just take a few more minutes and check out the video on the screen in front of you here. This is a brand new video I did on how to write outbound cold messages that convert, and that'll give you an example of a template that we use to do some copywriting in action. See you guys soon.
Let's get scratching.